Good morning, my little munchkins. Today we are going to start our writing. We're going to start with narrative writing. A narrative story is a story that you write about you. But before we begin, let's look how far you have come. So you have already learned your letters and your sounds. And you took those sounds and you started to read words. And some of the words were sight words. Some of the words were words that described things like tree or ball. Every day you talk in a sentence and you started writing sentences, either with an adult helper or you have figured out how to write a sentence all on your own. Well, now we are going to get ready to put those sentences into a paragraph to tell a story about you. But before we begin the paragraph, or before we begin our writing, let's talk about sentences. When you see a sentence in a story, the first letter is always capitalized. It's a big letter. All the rest of the letters are lowercase unless it's a proper name, like your name, okay? Like Mrs. Pluta. The M in Mrs. would be capitalized. Notice we can read this sentence. The capital T shows us that this is the beginning of the sentence. The boy is painting. And there's a picture of a boy painting. When we write a sentence, we use finger spaces. So we should be able to fit one of our fingers between every word. That way, our letters don't run all together, and we can read it much easier. She is reading, and there's a picture of the girl reading. So not only do all sentences begin with a capital letter, but they also end with punctuation. This is a period. Here's a question mark if we're asking a question. And here's an exclamation mark. That means we have strong feelings like, I am happy. And you get really excited, and that ends with an exclamation mark. So when we read this sentence, it ends with a period. Sam is drawing. And there's a picture of Sam drawing. Now, let's talk about what we're going to write about when it comes to you. One time what did you do one time? Think of something that Mrs. Pluta is not going to know about. So, what you're going to do is you are going to open up your journal page and you are going to copy this sentence one time, comma, capital I. What did you do? You're going to finish that sentence. Here are some examples just to get you started to thinking about what you can tell Mrs. Pluta. How about the time you went swimming? You helped, and then that line means someone. Who did you help? Maybe you went on a picnic, or you were sad. Maybe it's a time you got a package, or you were sick. How about a game that you played? One time I played a game. Ooh, and then what? Rode your bike, broke a bone, watched a movie, went bowling, played with my friend. These are just examples. Can you use one of these examples? Yes. If you have one of your own, can you write that? Yes. So on your journal page, you are going to finish the sentence One time I, and then you're going to write what you did. Then at the top of your paragraph, or on top of your sentence in the blank space, you are going to draw a colored picture to go along with your sentence. When you're done, your adult learner will take a picture and you will upload it on the next activity. Don't forget, when you are writing your sentence, make sure you start with a capital. You're using finger spaces between your words, and you end with a punctuation.